Holly from the house with the spotty dog. I'm back with a video today about a pattern that I really love, that I wasn't expecting to love, and that I've made 4 very different garments out of. So I'm going to show you the different ways that you can use this pattern. Before I do though, I've got some sad news to share with you. Now, do you remember my Joan dress? My Christmas Joan dress, the pink tartan? I was so pleased with it, all the pattern matching, going, oh, labour of love. Yeah. Wore it Christmas Day, brilliant, back in the cupboard. Wore it again to a family party, and I thought, oh, 2 wears, probably time now for it to go off to the dry cleaners. Before I made it, I tried washing a little sample of the wool and it all went a bit fluffy, and I thought, no, do the right thing, take it to the dry cleaner, because that's what the guy said when you bought the fabric. No. I had my doubts, to be honest, when I took it in, and I was thinking, I had some spare fabric left, thinking should I give them the spare fabric first, try out, see if it works, but I thought, no, what could go wrong? Joan has shrunk quite considerably, to the extent that I cannot get her on anymore. And if you can see, the fabric has just completely turned all bobbly and horrible. Yeah, it's been destroyed. So my most proud mate, the thing that I loved, that I was just so thrilled with, I've worn twice and that's it, ruined. So I'm not going to lie, there was a moment when I actually cried and I got back from the dry cleaners with this in hand. And of course, if it's handmade, they make you sign the disclaimer, don't they, that if it goes horribly wrong, it's your own fault. So I've got no recourse, but I've since pulled myself together. It's only a dress, worse things have happened. And the lining survived quite nicely. So what I'm going to do when I can face it is get rid of the outer and salvage the lining and try and do something out of it. I think I'm going to keep the top of the lining, then maybe sort of put some buttons down the back and do a little peplum top or something. It'll be fine. I'll get something out of it. But yeah, a little moment to mourn the loss of Joan. But onwards and upwards. Today is about New Look 6145. 6145, yeah. I had a moment where I doubted myself then. So this pattern, I would never ever have picked this. But last year for my birthday, Stuart bought me the dress workshop from Guthrie & Garney that was for this dress. So I thought, oh well, you know, go along, see what it's like. And this has now proved to be my tried and tested most made pattern, because actually this is a beautiful pattern. And ably modelled by Camilla here. I'm going to I'm going to try and do a little sort of scan up and down. This was the one that I made at Guthrie & Garney. So I decided to make it comes with different versions. Short sleeves, 3/4 length sleeves, collar, no sleeves. And it's for woven fabrics, or a couple of the views are for stable knits like ponties and things. So I went for the 3/4 length sleeves and collar because I was making something for work. And I went for this Robert Kaufman fabric that I got from John Lewis, must have been about this time last year. And I was so pleased with this dress. Actually, I probably should have put this on. It doesn't look as good on the model as it does on, but you get the idea. I've got other ones to show you. I was really, really pleased with how this came out. The fit is absolutely lovely on it. I really love the French darts. I'd never done a French dart before. Actually, I think it's really flattering. It fits straight out of the packet. The only thing I would say is I hate this fabric. The fact it was beautiful to work with and it looks lovely when it's ironed, but my God, is it a complete pig to iron. It creases like a rag. I don't know if there's linen or something in it. There's something nasty occurring, and I hate ironing. Therefore, I don't actually wear it very often. I'll turn Camilla around. I'll show you the back, because I think actually the back is really cute, because the little sort of collar that just comes round at the front has actually kind of got its little points at the back. Yeah, there, and it's a concealed zip. If you actually look at my concealed zip, it's a terrible finishing on my zip. Although the machines at Lauren's are actually better than my machine at home. I think you just get used to using your own machine, don't you? And then when you have to use someone else's, it all balls up. But it's got fisheye darts down the back as well to give it that bit of extra shape. And yeah, just a really lovely make. If you are making it, it fit me straight out of the packet. I made the size 8, I think it is. Yes, the size 8. I haven't had to make any adjustments to it. But 2 things I would say. 1, have a look at the hips. Now, I am really slim through the hips for my size. To give you some context, like until in the button sizing, I'm a 3 across here, kind of 2, 3 around the waist, and then a 1 on the hips, so much slimmer on the hips than anywhere else, hence why I'm quite straight up and down. But actually this just about gets over my hips. It's really slim across the hips. So be careful if you've got more of an hourglass shape or a pear shape. You might want to have a look at how much ease you've got around your hips. Also, it comes up quite short. I'm only 5'3", and when I'll show you, I'll put on my other one that I've made and you'll be able to see it. I've only put a tiny hem on it and it's still quite short. But I think this is a beautiful versatile pattern because I'm also wearing a little hack of it. Hold on, I'm gonna swizzle you around a bit. I'm going low tech today. I'm not bothering with, making my camera and everything work properly. I have put shoes on with this, but I think, well, let's see if you can see them because I think it looks really cute. No. standing on a leather sofa in stilettos. Not smart, people, not smart. So this is a little top version that I've made out of it. So this is the collarless version, so it's just a facing on the inside. I've gone for the 3/4 length sleeves. Compared to that version, I've slimmed the sleeves down. This is something that I found in loads of patterns that actually they suit me better, and they look, because I'm quite short and everything, things sometimes look like too big and like they're swamping me, whereas if I actually make the sleeves tighter, that it looks like it's a better fit. So I've slimmed the sleeves down slightly, but that's all I've done, and I literally just hacked it off across the hips. I did want it to be a little bit shorter than this, but I bought the wrong size exposed zip. So I ended up just having to go with the size of the zip, because what I've done in the back is I've put an open-ended exposed zip all the way down. So this actually just opens up all the way down the back and just sort of comes into 2 pieces. It's a bit fiddly to do by yourself to get the bottom in, but I think it just gives it a bit of an interesting look and something a bit different. It's the first time I ever put one of these zips in. It's not inserted perfectly, it's all a bit wobbly, but I don't think, if anyone's looking that closely, they're too close to the back of me, quite frankly. So it's their own fault. They shouldn't have seen the wonky zip that close, up that close. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this little top. This is just like a crafting quilting cotton. I got this from the Fabrics Galore stand at the Great British Sewing Bee Live, but I've seen this fabric pop up. It's got all little zebras on. I've seen this fabric pop up on lots of other websites in different colourways and things. I think there's a green one and I've seen a white one, I think. So if you like it, you should be able to get it. But hold on, I'll show you another dress version that I've done. So I used my Stella McCartney fabric, my bargain find in Birmingham Rag Market that was £3 a metre, to make the collarless dress version. So again, this is just the normal neckline. It's just finished with a facing. Incidentally, I kind of ballsed up my facings a bit, and one side is right, and on the other side I've actually got the interfacing showing on the outside, but I was too lazy to unpick it. Nobody sees, fine. I did a bit of a hack. I lengthened the sleeves, turned out not enough. I've got the tiniest little hem, but they just about qualify as full length sleeves, and again this is the sleeve slimmed down. But I'll see if you can see the length on me. I said we're going low tech. I'll adjust the camera down a bit. and stand up. Yeah, so it's just above my knee, and that's with a tiny hem on it. And I said I'm only 5'3". So if you were taller and you wanted something for work, then you might want to think about actually lengthening the pattern slightly. It's got a kick pleat at the back. I need to redo the hem of my kick pleat. I've got a bit hanging down, but I've already worn this out to work 4 times with my raggedy hem, so clearly I don't care that much. Absolutely love this. Fabric is perfect, no ironing involved, not like this horror of a battle. I think it looks really smart, it looks really different. I just wear it with a black tights and a little pair of black kitten heels, but going into warmer weather I might be able to, I've got some beautiful emerald green shoes that I could wear with it, with no tights. It's really comfy. As I said, you can kind of see that it's quite slim across the hips. There's a bit of room in there, but not as much as you might expect. But it's got a nice shape around it. I think you could put a belt around it as well if you like that kind of look on your shift dresses, and it would look really good. I'm going to show you now the last thing I did with this pattern, and something completely different. So hold on. I made myself a jumper out of it. So this was fueled by some alcohol at the Guthrie and Garney Christmas shopping night. But I was thinking, if the pattern says, you know, stable knits you could make the dress out of, I could make myself a little jumper out of it, surely, if I was making it as a top. And I'd seen, my inspiration was a Bowden top. I'll insert a picture somewhere that I loved that had a little collar like this. And I suddenly had a brainwave. I thought, oh, I could make it out of that pattern. And I wanted a mustard and white sort of thick stripe. But while I was at Lauren's and, you know, supping on the mulled wine and eating the mince pies, I saw this mustard and navy stripe, and I thought, why not? And I put an exposed zip in the back. I've gone wild on the exposed zips. Again, not imperfectly, and it doesn't actually need to be there. You could get this on and off with the stretch quite easily, but I just quite like the design detail, and I think it's come out really well. I do not want you to look at my stripe matching though, because although it kind of looks okay as you go down, you're thinking, oh yes, not too bad, Holly, well done. You've got, somehow it's like a helical stripe, so that when I actually came to do the bottom, you know, actually it's not one stripe. So particularly at the back, I don't know if you can see well, the stripe is sort of going on an angle, so these stripes are actually all sort of going round in one loop. I haven't joined the right stripe up to the other stripe. I don't know how I did this at all. I have real trouble with stripe matching. It's my sewing nemesis along with bias binding. But I'm really chuffed with how this came out. It's really comfy. This kind of, I mean, this is, I took a bit of a punt because this is loop back jersey rather than something like you know, a thick ponte or something that you might make a dress out of. But I think it's come out really well. I have had to Google how to wear your makeup if you're wearing mustard, because turns out, if you're wondering, get rid of your blusher. I first started like this one and the zebras one. I was thinking, why do I look like a ruddy-faced clown? And mustard just brings out all the kind of red tones in your skin. So ditch your blusher, bronzer only, and actually a bit of red lipstick seems to sort of counteract the redness in your face. So if you think I look weird and different and sort of like a kind of brown stripy, it's because I've whacked a load of bronzer on rather than blusher. And being ginger, bronzer is not a natural makeup buddy for me, but you know, you need to wear your mustard top, you have to do these things. So yeah, that is my overview of things that I've done with New Look 6145. As I said, I think it's really versatile, that you can make it look really different, casual, dressy, work-wise, workwear even. Things that I've got planned for it in the future, I want to do another version like this one with the little collar, but do it in a black ponte. I think it's quite, when you kind of make it in a ponte dress, I think it would turn out quite similar to Tilly and the Buttons Coco, except that you've got the little collar and the zip in the back if you need it. And I think I'd do another exposed zip in there, just in the top of that. But thoroughly recommend this pattern. Don't be put off if you're not particularly keen on the kind of images on the front. Oh, there's a little ruche sleeve option as well. Haven't seen that. Got broad shoulders, I can't be doing a ruche sleeve, but you might want to do a ruche sleeve. There's that option as well. Thank you very much for listening to me waffle on about this pattern. Let me know if you make it or if you've got other tried and tested patterns that you can hack in various ways like this. Leave a comment down below and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.